Hey, everybody, I'm Dr. Gino Gibson,
I am Shakitha Gibson.
and this is Journey with the Gibsons. Listen, we come together every once in a while to share anything, have real conversations about relationships.
And remember, we are not the experts here. We're not proclaiming to be specialists or therapists. We are just people that are married, in love, and like to share stories and hear from other couples so that we can grow and learn together.
And here's the amazing thing. You don't have to be married. You could be, we have some S's that we share sometimes. You can be, what is it again? Single, searching for love. You can be securing love, which means you've been dating for a minute and you really think they might be worth it.
Yeah.
You could be sustaining love, meaning you're in relationship, be it marital relationship or just you guys are together, or you could be starting over. And Journey with the Gibsons is about everybody's journey and sharing coming together.
Absolutely. And so listen, we are super excited again to be kicking off or rebranding Journey with the Gibsons.
Right.
And this season, we are really talking about laying the foundations, getting back to the basics. And so we thought, what better way than to get back to the basics and talk about our foundation
in the beginning.
And how we started. Again, tell the story again of how we came to be.
Okay.
The Gibsons.
Go. First of all, we can't believe we are married. We can't believe that this happened. Still today. And we've been married 6 years, but it's an amazing journey. And that's why we named it Journey, because we can see the mile markers along the way and how, well, go ahead, start. Where do we meet?
Church. we met at church. We've told this story a million times, but for our new listeners, our new Journey family, we want to tell it again. So we met at church.
Right.
My husband is a pastor. He has pastored for 17, 18, about 25. This is 25?
22, 23 years.
Oh, okay. 22, 23 years. Right. I was giving him a little extra. Right. But we met, he was a pastor at a church in Memphis. I attended that church in Memphis.
Right.
Ooh, right. We worked together in ministry. We did a lot of work together. I did creative arts. I did worship team. Right. Of course, he was the leader and the pastor. While we didn't really cross paths when I officially started working or first started working at the church, obviously he's the pastor, so he had the final say on anything we did ministry wise, but we didn't really work together. And then found ourselves really connected through divorce.
Right.
Through divorce.
The amazing thing is this: we weren't each other's type, so I wasn't checking for her.
We are not each other's type.
And she said she wasn't checking for me, but I don't know. But listen, seriously,
you know I wasn't checking for him because who dates the pastor?
Right.
Listen, let me put a little caveat right there. Nobody, well, not me and not my friends, aim to date the pastor. Now, are there women that do so? Absolutely.
Right.
I've learned more of them since I've been with him. But yeah, I was like, no, nobody does that.
But the crazy thing is, I thought she was absolutely amazing. I thought that she was great. I thought that her eyes drew me, and her smile. I believe, and I told this in my vows, that even the sun and stars are jealous of her eyes and smile. Absolutely beautiful. But I didn't like her. I mean, I liked her working with her. I thought she was great, but I didn't have a romantic draw to her at that time. But oh, baby, later.
And then one day.
One day.
So anyway, we met at church, finally connected. This is our second marriage. So both of us went through divorce, went through kind of the hurt and the pains of divorce. Obviously, with my husband being in the profession that he's in, a lot of eyes, a lot of scrutiny when he went through divorce. I work in corporate America as an HR executive.
So and nobody cared the next day.
Nobody cared. Nobody cared the day before, the day of, or the day after. It's just not a topic of conversation in corporate America, unless you're talking to your friends, like your work friends. But no one cares, and everyone cares.
Everybody
what
cares.
The pastor does, and so it was difficult.
To do that publicly was very difficult.
Yeah.
And then if we fast forward a little bit, we decided that, hey, we liked each other, and we had to kind of date outside the city a little bit.
We did.
Yeah, we had to date.
We didn't have to.
Yeah,
we chose to. We chose to. I travel a lot for work. And so not only did we date privately. We went to counseling.
That's what I was going to say too.
Yeah,
yes.
as friends. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, my good friend who is a therapist, I asked him, I said, man, I really like this young lady. And he said, well, go to counseling. I said, I'm not getting married. He
Right.
was like, who said anything about marital counseling? He said, you guys are two recently divorced people. You are grown people trying to figure out, trying to figure out if it's worth it. And we
Yeah.
would suggest to anybody, if you're looking to secure love, you like somebody and you really want to see if it's worth it, go
Yeah.
to counseling.
Yeah.
Go to counseling. Find out who the other person is. Heck, find out a little bit more about who you are and see if it's compatible. No,
And it wasn't deep.
Right.
It wasn't deep. It's not deep counseling like you got to go for a year. You know, we went to like 4 sessions.
4 sessions.
Maybe 3 or 4 sessions, just to talk about what he just said. You know, is it worth it? Is it too soon to jump back into a relationship?
Are you compatible?
Profession wise,
Yeah.
is that something that, you know, I was willing to do, he was willing to do again.
Right.
And we dated privately. I think, babe, you said, tell me if I'm wrong, but we dated privately because he had already been through kind of the scandal, not scandal, but the
public breakup,
and the, what's it called? Like the judgment of the scrutiny
Yeah.
from the congregations and church people, and just the church community it always has a sad face for divorce.
Right.
And so he didn't want to come out with another person that he's dating, and we break up 2 weeks later.
Right, that'd have been hard.
Because now he would be running through the church and he'd be running through the city and all those
Right.
things. What happened? And so again, it was just smart for us to go to counseling and then date privately to make sure we liked each other. And that was something that we wanted to do.
And because we knew that when it became public, because we knew each other, people would be shooting darts and things of that nature.
And they shot him.
And they shot him. But we wanted to make sure that we were solid enough in the work that we have done privately.
Right.
That when it went public, we weren't listening to anybody. By
care.
that time, we didn't care.
Yeah. Well, we cared, but we didn't care.
Right.
You get, I mean, it's still, the darts still hurt. Right.
Everybody has feelings. Yeah.
Everybody has feelings, but we wanted to make sure, you know, I could say, I don't care, this is still my person.
Right.
And he could say, I don't care, this is still my person.
It was us against the world by that time. It was us against the world.
And
still is. We have each other's back all the way.
Yep. So we started dating, whoo, child, and then went through the counseling, like we said, and then fast forward a little bit, we dated for about 1.5 years, I guess, and we did all the things, right? We did the dates, the foodie restaurants, we did movies, we did coming over to each other's place, we did all of that. We did fun stuff, we did. You know, whatever, learning
Christmas
stuff.
Together.
We did New Year's 1 year we spent together in our dating space, just again to kind of start forming life together. We have a blended family. I have 2 children naturally. My husband has 2 children naturally, and so we were trying to figure out what that would look like. Now we'll tell you in another episode what it does look like, because it's not always pretty, right? But yeah, I mean, he started coming around. Our youngest daughter,
right? Her children are younger, so then you know, we have to figure out when is it time to meet the children,
right?
And that was a big thing. It was a big thing because for me, she kind of took forever, and to her, I'm trying to rush to meet the children. It was crazy, man.
He thought I was slow with everything, like everything. Meeting the baby, the first time he could come over to the house, like God. Everything was taking too long. But the
first time I picked her up, she wouldn't let me pick her up.
No, I'll meet you.
To the restaurant, and then all of a sudden she said, "Well, you can pick me up." I was like, "Victory!"
No. Listen, I was taking it even after we figured out it was us against the world. I was still taking it slow. Like we have the rest of our lives, and we've done this before, right? We had done this before, and so we were still trying to figure out what it looks like to do it together.
I remember one time. This is hilarious. One time that we had been out, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna come over for nightcap," right? And she was like, "No." I said, "Why not?" She says,
"The date is over."
The date is over. I'm like, "I come to your house all the time." She was
Not tonight.
"Not tonight. I just want to go home." I said, "What are you gonna do?" "Nothing. I just want to go home."
No, what I said was, I'm going to sit in my bed with some ice cream and watch TV. Like, I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
That was weird too. Because, and this is why you go to counseling in the beginning, because if you have two different traditions of dating or histories of dating, then you bringing those together. There's certain things that she expects, certain things that I expect. And oh man, that's why it's a journey. It definitely is a journey.
It is a journey.
Will you fast forward some more?
We had to, we fumbled our way through some of those times, all the way to engagement.
Right. I got to tell the story, right? So I have a good friend. I have a friend named Vashawn Mitchell, who was a gospel superstar, right? And we were going to Jazz in the Gardens down in Miami. And Anita Baker was the
whom I love. I know favorite. she's had some rough times the last couple of years, but 7 years ago, she was still the bomb.
Right. So I call him and I want to propose on the stage, and he's working it out and all those things. Meanwhile, I'm on my phone, and brothers,
the whole time.
We get in trouble sometime on our phone because they think that we're distracted. Well, I was distracted, but I was distracted trying to get on the stage. Finally, Vashawn calls me at the last minute and says, "No, it cannot happen because something happened with the press and Miss Baker." And he said, "This is going to be your key. That show is going to start 50 minutes late." Now I have the ring in my pocket. I'm ready to pow. And
let me say, even though we've been to counseling and all those things, I have no idea that this man is preparing to propose to me.
I told her I had a ring. She thought I was playing.
I didn't believe him. I don't know what I thought, but I did not think we were at that point. But go ahead.
It was also a sidebar story. We went to this restaurant. I had the ring in my bag. The ring is uninsured. I just got it from Jared right before the trip. And we had to wait at one small restaurant to be seated in the other one. My wife left the bag. She left the bag, and I said, "Babe, where's my bag?" She said, "Oh, I must have left it over there." She didn't understand why I took off running. I took off running to grab the bag, and it was there, ring inside. Right?
I didn't know. I was like, "What? Why are you running? What are you doing?"
Right. So I could not propose. So I don't have a proposal. So the next week, everybody, a lot of people knew I was going to do it, but the next week, I was going to propose at Benihana because we had a gathering of some friends. I left the ring at home. So when we got home, it was, I fumbled over my words. It was boo, but she still said yes.
I wasn't going to say it was boo, not on the camera. It was lovely.
You just
it was quite lovely. But yeah, it wasn't a grandiose proposal. It was just, us and like 1 or 2, 3 other people at the house, and he got on one knee and asked for my hand in marriage, and I was like, "Me? Wait, what?" You're asking me to marry you? Like, it was really weird.
And it was weird for me because I thought she knew that it was coming.
No.
Man.
No. So anyway, I said yes.
And Kendall, our daughter, was mad. There. She started crying because she thought I should give her a ring too.
She wanted a ring. And so, yeah, that became a little dramatic moment. So yeah, then we had to go through. He's trying to find her a bracelet and all those things. But anyway, so we got engaged and started to really work on forming this union, right? Getting to the point where we say it's us forever, and what does that look like, and what do we want our marriage to represent, right? What does it mean for me to say yes? What did it mean for him to ask, right? First of all, as a man, and we'll talk about that in some future episodes. And what does it mean when you say yes? What are you truly committing to on the journey, right? Because it is a journey. And so we worked our way up to
the merging. I mean,
our families,
you're merging of families, you're merging of finances, you're merging of friendships, you're merging of health concerns, and all of those things. Everything becomes one.
I'm shaking my head because it's so attached, right?
It is.
And coming out of a marriage into a new relationship, and that grew into a new marriage, you really, or maybe it's just me, you really think about, man, doing that again.
Right.
Forming all that again. We both had kind of said from the beginning that we don't have to do this again.
Right.
I mean, it was done deal, right? Mm-hmm. We got a t-shirt for it already. But now here we are, right? We've said, yes, we've fallen in love. he's a pastor. Don't forget about that part. Right. So now I got to think about what that means in ministry, what that means in going to church, as a first lady, the responsibilities of, making sure my husband is okay in ministry, taking care of our family. Then secondarily, making sure, me finding a place kind of in the church. We'll talk about our journey from one church to another. We got a whole bunch to talk about this season, and I'm so excited. We have done a lot of work.
Have done a lot of work, and it still continues. And the work still continues. Every journey is like a roller coaster. You have the high parts and you have the low parts. You have some hairpin turns. Sometimes you feel like you turned upside down. And we have a t-shirt for all of that. We have done all of it. But what we have committed to do is to try to get back to what we call zero. Get back to zero. And
it's hard sometimes.
It's hard sometimes. It's a centering point where we come together and say, hey, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm with you. I'm fine by myself. We're good together. Because sometimes you can be fine with someone else, but you're not fine inside yourself. And that becomes kind of tough.
Combative.
It becomes combative.
You're combating yourself, and it ends up being, combative here. And you walk through all of that and those F's that my babe just mentioned when it comes to family, friendships, finances, your physical connection.
Right. All of those things are super important. And, it's two people trying to be one, and it's not easy. It's not easy, but you have to be committed to it because it is work. And everybody has a journey. Everybody has a journey.
Yep. So listen, we're going to spend this season going through the journey. We've used this as a recap to kind of talk about how we started, how we got up to the point of engagement. On the next episode, we're going to talk about our wedding. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about the wedding weekend, but join us on the journey. Join us on the journey. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversations. Listen, it's real talk. It is real relationships. We're going to tell you not all of the dirt, because some of it we need to heal from first, right? We don't want to spill. We don't want to bleed. We say that in several episodes, but we do want to share kind of where we are, what we've learned, how we push each other to be better.
And the stuff that we will share are the stuff that did hurt. But now it's healed and we're able to move forward. We're not going to share any of our wounds with you, but we will share our scars.
Absolutely.
We will share our scars.
Absolutely. Because listen, some of them, and some of it we're still working through. Some of the wounds, even though they're there, it's a reminder, and that's a trigger sometimes, right? So sometimes you think you're healed from some things, and then you look down and you see it, and it is a reminder that you made it through. Sometimes it's a reminder that it happened.
And sometimes it's not a scar because it still has a scab on it. And if it's touched, then it becomes sore, it becomes bloody, and all of those things. And we have those too. So you have wounds and you have scars and you have scabs, right?
Yes. So we're going to talk about the fights. We're going to talk about forgiveness. We're going to talk about faithfulness. We're going to talk about all the things. So again, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow.
Please do.
Make sure you like. Make sure if you believe somebody else should join this journey, share it with a couple, share it with your spouse, share it with your significant other, share it with your single friends, because I spent a lot of years single. We'll talk about some single stuff too. So make sure you share. We want to make sure you're on the journey having a good time.
Tell them where to share. Is it going to be on the bottom of the screen or something?
It's not. Yes.
Okay.
There. Y'all, he doing so much, but make sure you do that. Make sure you leave a comment. Make sure you review. You want to be a part of the community. Like we said, again, we are
Dr. Gino Gibson.
And I am Shakitha Gibson.
Listen, we love you. There's nothing you can do about it. And we close all the time by saying, we
speak life.
Peace.
Peace.